Hello students, good morning. So last lecture we already started our lesson number 5 quadrilaterals. So just here we are going to recall the parts. Quadrilateral, that is four-sided closed figure, is known as the quadrilateral. Okay, quadra means 4. Now types of quadrilateral, already you have solved the activities which is given, that is the what are the different adjacent sides, the adjacent angles, opposite sides and opposite angles of a quadrilateral. Now what are the different types of a quadrilaterals? So here we know that is the quadrilateral is a four-sided closed figure. So according to this diagram or according to this definition, that is the square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezium, isosceles trapezium, kite, all they are known as what? All they are known as a quadrilaterals. These are the types of a quadrilaterals, and each and every quadrilateral they are having their own property. Means suppose here we are taking a square, so in that case square means what? All sides are of equal length, all the angles are of 90 degree. In case of rectangle, opposite sides are congruent and all angles are 90 degree. In case of rhombus, what happen? All sides are congruent but all angles are not a 90 degree. In parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent as well as parallel with each other and angles are not congruent. Trapezium, four-sided closed figure. So here we are knowing that is quadrilateral means what? Four-sided closed figure, and each and every quadrilateral they are having what? Their own properties. Now one by one we are going to learn about the theorems. So the main theorem or main property of a quadrilateral is nothing but what? That is that here we know that is the all angles of a quadrilateral is equal to the 360 degree. Okay, so this 360 degree here the property which is useful to solve the sums regarding this quadrilateral. Now look here, opposite sides and opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So first theorem we are going to consider about the parallelogram. So just here first we recall about the parallelogram. A quadrilateral having both the pair of opposite sides are parallel is called as what? It is known as the parallelogram. So each and every quadrilateral, when we are taking square, rectangle, they are also known as the parallelogram. Why? Because their opposite sides are parallel, and that's why we can call it as a parallelogram. Now a quadrilateral having both the pairs of opposite sides parallel is called as what? It is known as the parallelogram. Now here first property regarding this parallelogram, we know we have to prove this theorem. What are the first property? That is opposite sides and opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. That is the theorem number 1. Now for this page, refer page number 60 textbook. Now here first diagram is drawn. In that ABCD is a parallelogram shown in a figure. So according to this, what are the given things? So ABCD is a parallelogram. Name itself what indicate? Parallelogram. It means what? Opposite sides are parallel with each other. So which are the opposite sides here? So opposite sides are nothing but AB and DC, right, as well as the AD and BC. So according to that, here we are going to write about the given things, that is ABCD is a parallelogram. Now here it is side AB is parallel with the side DC and side AD is parallel with the side BC. This is our given or antecedent. Now what is the to prove? Now here we have to show that opposite sides and opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Now congruent here means side AD is congruent with the BC, side DC is congruent with the side AB, as well as angle ADC congruent with the angle CBA and angle DBA congruent with the angle BCD. Got it? Now here we have to do the construction. We have to join the diagonals AC. You know the very well meaning of a diagonal. Diagonal means what? Which the line segment which joins the opposite vertices of quadrilateral is known as the diagonal, right? Now here what is we know? We know that is the two opposite sides are parallel with each other. Now here we are using our knowledge of a lines of parallel lines. So in that case what happened, that is the segment DC parallel with the segment AB, and diagonal AC is a transversal. Now test of parallel lines are what? When two lines are parallel, when corresponding angles are congruent, alternate angles are congruent, and the interior angles are supplementary. Already we have learned in this lesson number 2, right? Now here look at this. So here DCA, here the marks are given, identical marks are given. So according to that, angle DCA congruent with the angle BAC, and angle DAC congruent with the angle BCA. It means what? These are what? Which type of angles? These are the alternate angles, right? Now here we want to show the opposite sides and opposite angles are congruent. So for that we must show two triangles must be congruent with each other, and that's why here we are taking two triangles, triangle ADC and triangle CBA. Now in that triangle, angle DAC congruent with the angle BCA, and angle DCA congruent with the angle BAC. And AC is what? AC is the common side, and hence these two triangles are congruent by which test? That is the ASA test. Therefore triangle ADC congruent with the angle CBA, that is the angle side angle test. Got it? Now when two triangles are congruent, the remaining parts are also congruent with each other, and hence we can say that side AB is congruent with the side CB, that is CSTT, corresponding sides of a congruent triangle. Say side DC congruent with the side AB, angle ADC congruent with the angle CBA, and similarly angle DAB congruent with the angle BCD. So hence what we have proved? Hence we proved that opposite sides and opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Got it? This is our first proof. Now second theorem. Which one is the second theorem? That is diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So here look at this one. Now this one is the diagonals. Which diagonals are there? Look at this, PR and SQ. These two are the diagonals. You know it very well. Diagonals, that is the line segment which joins the opposite segments opposite vertices are known as the diagonal. So according to this diagram, PQRS, this is the quadrilateral, that is the parallelogram is given. So according to this given thing, PQRS is a parallelogram. Diagonal PR and QS intersect at point O. These are the given things. Now here what we have to show, bisect each other, it means what? They must be equal, the congruent parts. Therefore PO is congruent with the arrow, that is the segment PO congruent with the segment arrow, and segment SO congruent with the segment OQ, that we have to show. Now here in this triangle PQS and triangle ROQ, two triangles are here we are having. As we know, parallelogram, that is the PS is congruent with the QR, as well as the PS is parallel with the QR, and hence these two angles are parallel with, two lines are parallel with each other. And the angles, now here look at this angle is shown, this angle is shown, this angle S and this angle Q. So all these four are the identical marks, and all these are nothing but what? They are the alternate angles. So angle QPS congruent with the angle ORQ. So angle OPS means this upper side angle is congruent with this ORQ, as well as here we know that segment PS congruent with the segment QR by using which property? Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. And then remaining angle, that is nothing but the angle PSO, means this angle is congruent with this angle, that is the PSO congruent with the angle OQR, and both are this what? Alternate angle. Hence here these two triangles are congruent by which test? That is the angle side angle. Same angle, side, angle property. And hence what we proved, that is the segment PO is congruent with the segment RO by using which property? Corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. Hence we proved segment PO congruent with the segment RO and segment SO congruent with the segment OQ. Hence next property, that is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Bisect means what? It is the same measurement. The measurements are same one. Now solved examples. Now PQRS is a parallelogram. PQ is given 3.5, PS is given 5.3, angle Q is given 50 degree. Then find out the lengths of remaining sides and measures of a remaining angles. Now parallelogram, just we recall the properties. Opposite sides are of parallel as well as the congruent with each other. Then second property, diagonals bisect each other. And as we know, the property of a quadrilateral, that is the 4 angle measurement is equals to the 360 degree. So by using this property, here we are able to solve this sum by using different method. So first here, whatever the method is given in your textbook, just discuss it. Now here PQRS is a parallelogram, and as we know, here lines are parallel with each other, interior angles are supplementary. So according to this, interior angles are supplementary. Angle Q plus angle P equals to 180 degree. Now you know the measurement of an angle Q, that is nothing but the 50 degree. So here we are writing this 50 plus angle P equals to 180 degree. Therefore angle P equals to 180 minus 50 degree, that is 130 degree. Now angle P and angle R are congruent with each other. Why? Because just we learn the property, that is the angle P and angle R are opposite angles. Same angle Q and angle S are opposite angles of a parallelogram. And hence here angle P equals to 130, angle S equals to the 50 degree. And similarly what we know, that is all the opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent with each other. And hence here PS equals to the QR, PQ equals to the SR. What are the reason behind it? Opposite sides of a parallelogram. And hence here QR equals to 5.3 and SR equals to the 3.5. This is the solved examples given in your textbook. So go through these solved examples. Now second solved example, that is the ABCD is the parallelogram. If angle A equals to 4x plus 13 degree and angle D equals to the 5x minus 22 degree, then find out the measurement of angle B and angle C. Now here same property we are using. This property is nothing but the adjacent angles are supplementary. Here we can write down, that is the interior angles are supplementary. Likewise also we can use. Now at supplementary means what? What is the meaning of this word supplementary? Supplementary means what? Here the both the angles are equals to the 180 degree. So here what we are using, angle A plus angle D are the adjacent angles. Therefore 4x plus 13 plus 5x minus 22 equals to 180 degree. Now when we write this and when we collect the terms, like terms, here we are getting 9x minus 9 equals to 180 degree. Therefore 9x equals to 189. Now when we solve this, here we are getting the value of x equals to 21. And when we put this value in 4x plus 13, 4 into 21 plus 13, that is 84 plus 13 equals to the 97 degree. Now opposite angles are what? Opposite angles are congruent, and hence angle A is congruent with the angle C. Hence angle C equals to also what? That is the 97. Then angle D, what is the measurement? 5x minus 22. When we multiply 5 with the 21, and when we minus 22 from the multiplication, here we are getting 105 minus 22, that is the 83 degree. Now angle D is congruent with whom? Now angle D is congruent with the angle B, and hence what is the measurement of angle B? That is the 83 degree. Got it? So what are our properties? According to these properties we have to solve the sum. Next lecture we are going to start our practice set 5.1. Till then, bye, take care and complete your homework.